This is the finished product with all of the armor now in place, and it's time to assess the articulation of how the metal parts has affected the original framework of this thing. Firstly, this is very loose. The paper that I jammed in here probably got shredded by the metal and is now kind of wonky. That's kind of bad. Pretty bad, actually. That's not kinda, that's pretty bad. And this, a little bit, tiny bit. But the arms work great. The actual joints are held up by the metal pieces, but the plastic is still there, managing the tightness of how the joint moves. So there's not much of a problem in that department. For the most part, this can move. That joint over there, kinda tight, but that's fine. What's terrifying are just these piston things. The fact that it's not connected to the main body itself is very terrifying. There's just one tiny little piece that acts as a joint to attach this to the main frame. That's terrifying. So I usually don't like to move this much. And from what you can already notice, the joints on the legs are not that good. There is something here that will help add friction to the leg joint, but it's barely functioning. So the friction barely is there because of how heavy this leg is. If the whole leg was made of plastic still, it might have been enough for this to hold up the whole leg, but it does not. This whole dropping mechanism here does not work efficiently. And with that, let's go on to the legs. This whole bulb thing here is kind of movable. Very difficult to move, but that's fine. This is also a big problem because when you attach it back to the crotch area of the Barbatos, like so, it easily flops down. Not good. Okay, back to this. This joint here is actually still held up by plastic. The joint there still comprised of pure plastic. It's only this joint over here and the other joint that's connecting the whole thing that is replaced by the metal. The hard joint to move there, but I like that part. But this is kind of an issue. You can probably alleviate that with some modifications, but you gotta make do with how you pose this thing. So there's one joint here, but there's another connecting joint in this part, which makes the whole apparatus move even more. On addition to here, we'll move this down, and this joint helps it even more. There we go. And that's how far the knee crouch goes. Put it back up. Still kind of terrifying to move this part. There we go. Needs to be aligned here. So, and put this back. As for the toe portion, this whole thing is fine. Not much trouble here, but this is a bit concerning. It likes to separate, but I put it back already. And this whole thing here, the pivot on the leg is very terrifying. You need to remember that you have to grab this because the whole metal section is attached to here. So this also tends to loosen while you use the leg pivot. There we go. That also tends to fall out. This is still a plastic joint here, so you gotta hold this part, then you can pivot the ankle here. If you don't do that, you risk breaking this whole piece here. Anyways, now moving to this area, it's not bad. It's not bad. Not much change is done here, but you're gonna like it because the spine is reinforced. You're not gonna have any problems with it, and even if it breaks, you're gonna have an extra piece from the original box, or if you're like me, I accidentally used the piece from the original box instead of the provided piece in the mod. But that problem with Barbatos in which the spine breaks, you're not gonna have it with this mod. So that's pretty much it. I scrapped the Barbatos, but I guess that's fine. Also the beard. This beard thing does not like staying on here. So this will conclude the review of the metal frame modification kit that I got for the Master Grade Barbatos. Like, comment, and subscribe for more Gunpla unboxing and building ASMR videos, or at least the amateur ones that I'm creating right now. And peace. Thanks for watching.